Welcome to a wintry Weir side. Phil Blacker and Andy Walker with you from the Stadium of Light. Sunderland sitting 4 points above the Premier League relegation zone and 4 points behind their visitors today, West Ham United. Sunderland resist the temptation to throw new signing Alfred Ndiaye into the starting lineup. The French under-21 international begins on the bench, but Martin O'Neill is forced into changes after Carlos Cuellar and Danny Rose suffered hamstring injuries in last week's FA Cup draw at Bolton. Their loss offset to an extent by the earlier than expected return of John O'Shea to captain the side, and Stefan Sessegnon has also been past fit to play after an ankle injury. That allows Craig Gardner to return to right back, with Jack Colback preferred to Phil Bardsley on the left. West Ham also leave new signing Marouane Chamakh on the bench, but give a second Premier League debut to Joe Cole after setting up both FA Cup goals against Manchester United on his return last week. When he was last the hammer, Dan Potts was just 9 years old and Cole was playing with his dad Steve. But there's a Premier League debut for Dan at left back today. Winston Reid and Matt Jarvis come back in place of James Tompkins and Ricardo Vazte. There's no return for Mark Noble though, who misses out with a calf injury. Alou Diarra makes the first Premier League start, whilst Mohamed Diame is unexpectedly back on the bench after his hamstring. All Sunderland at the moment. Out as far as Larsson. Seb Larsson! Sensational! What a hit from the Swede! Last season's joint top scorer with his first goal of the season. It is one to remember for Sunderland.
Well, it's typical Seb Larsson, absolute quality. When Vaughan plays this ball in, and this ball comes over, it's a poor clearance, but Larsson gathers it so sweetly. Lovely first touch to set himself for the shot, and he lashes through with the laces in his left. Controls that power, bit of movement in the ball, too much for Jääskeläinen, and Sunderland deserve to be in the lead.
West Ham look for the immediate response at the other end. The flick on was by Carlton Cole. He almost gets it back and eventually does from Collison. And they'll not just complete the clearance but perhaps launch the counter-attack. Stefan Sessegnon, wonderful crossfield ball, has found McClean in all sorts of space. Fine save by Jääskeläinen. Still the danger though, and it's scrambled in this time. It's Adam Johnson. Sunderland strike with a second goal right at the start of the second half.
What a horrible mistake from Guy Demel. He should have completed this clearance after a fantastic save from Jääskeläinen. But Sunderland once again were the hungrier of the two sides, and it's evident here. Look at the quality of Sessegnon. He spots McClean, he's free, and he takes a really good first touch, sets himself for the shot. But look at Demel here. It's not Demel, it's Potts. He should clear the danger, and his inexperience has cost him. He should clear that. He wants to try and guide it back to Jääskeläinen, and it's a horrible mistake from Potts. He's put his team in big trouble here.
Just squeezed in by Adam Johnson, who takes full advantage of the mistake by this young man. Falls favourably for Adam Johnson. Slips it through for Sessegnon. And still, real chance here for Sunderland and for Stefan Sessegnon. Skips the shot, but McClean will squeeze it in. Sunderland are out of sight. James McClean with their third goal.
What a wonderful move it is. Johnson does so well out on the right hand side. Look at him here driving inward, but Sessegnon stays on the outside. He's onside there, and then here's the bit of craft and guile. He allows himself so much space, completely misjudges a shot at goal. He gets away from Potts there, Sessegnon, steps inside. A poor effort at goal, but McClean is alive and alert to make sure that he puts this into the back of the net and secure all 3 points for Sunderland. It's been an excellent afternoon's work for all of the Sunderland players.
Kept his composure brilliantly there, did McClean, after Sessegnon did all the spade work. Will definitely have a big part to play for West Ham but it's Martin O'Neill who celebrates here after back-to-back defeats. They've still not lost 3 in a row under this man. 3 goals and 3 points. The first from Seb Larsson. His super strike from the Swedes set them on their way in the first half. It was doubled by Adam Johnson just after the break, and then James McClean here made it safe. Really strong showing from Sunderland throughout. They move within a point of West Ham in the Barclays Premier League table. Standout performers all over the field. David Vaughan getting his opportunity and seizing it today. Sunderland with plenty to celebrate, but West Ham's wait for back-to-back wins this season goes on. Badly beaten here. It has finished at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 3, West Ham victory 3-0. Martin, just how proud are you of that performance?
Well, I thought we were brilliant from start to finish. It was a magnificent effort by the team. It was very important for us today because you know, we'd won some games over Christmas, then we'd let it slip a little bit against Liverpool. Tottenham actually wasn't so bad, and but we got a great performance today from the team from start to finish. They were magnificent.
You mentioned coming into it on the back of those 2 league defeats with the Bolton Cup tie in between. What made the difference today?
Well, we showed we were energised or re-energised. The players got a couple of days off just after the Bolton game. They came back, and honestly, they were full of vitality today. It was great, really great. We got West Ham, put them in the back foot relatively early in the game, and of course, great goal by Seb Larsson. And it settled us down as well too. So we performed very well.
You mentioned the goal from Seb, his first of the season. He was joint top scorer, I think, last season, but it was one to remember, wasn't it?
Well, it's a magnificent strike and worthy of winning any game. But he'll be very, very pleased. I thought that just after that his performance rose again, and I thought he particularly dominated proceedings for the next 15 or 20 minutes. Just shows you what a goal can do to your confidence. But overall, it would be hard to pick anybody out today. We were excellent as a team.
And you must be pleased in that respect that the goals were shared around, because Stephen Fletcher has so often been the main man in the scoring stakes this season. 3 different scorers today, that must satisfy you.
Yeah, I think that is important really. When you tot up the things at the end of the season, I think that'll be right. When if Stephen's not getting a goal, certainly early on in the season, we were looking around, searching around to see who might get us a goal. And it's delightful to see that 3 different scores were there today.
You say it's difficult to pick out individuals, but David Vaughan in particular came in for, I think, his first start in the Premier League this season, and he had a super game, didn't he?
Well, he followed up from last week because when there was a bit of mayhem going on, particularly in the first half at Bolton in the FA Cup game, I thought he was terrific. I thought he played really well in the game. He deserved to start today, and he was magnificent, really magnificent. He's had no pre-season whatsoever. Obviously was injured at that time and re-injured himself again. So he is, I think he feels quite fresh really as much as anything else, because he has missed a good part of the season. But he's been around for a little while now, and that game in terms of confidence will be great for him, but in terms of fitness as well, it'll be excellent.
Sam, I know you've been very pleased with your team's last couple of performances. What was your reaction to this one?
Well, it's the total opposite to what we've produced against Norwich, and certainly what we produced against Manchester United last week. And you know, it baffles me to be stood there today watching what I actually witnessed, and I just couldn't really believe I was seeing the same group of players that took Manchester United to the very, very wire last week, and they've just allowed Sunderland what has been probably their easiest victory of the season here. And you know, we'll have to get to the bottom of it tomorrow and sit the lads down and show them what it's all about, because you know, to see such a difference in performances from one Saturday to the next, and it is just you know, something that's really baffled me, like I say, and I'm really disappointed, because I had a good expectations about us being a really tight, solid unit today, about making Sunderland work hard for what they needed to get, and we haven't done that. And of course, when we did get possession, when you constantly give the ball back to the opposition at this level of football, then you're bound to pay the price, and we paid the price by losing the game, and deservedly so. Can
you just put it down as one of those days, one of those performances, or does it go deeper than that, do you think?
Well, it's about the players accepting responsibility for the performance and for the way that they have to continue to remember to play. It's their responsibility to remember what they've got to do on a football field. We constantly remind them, we put that into practice through the week, we show them about the opposition's strengths and weaknesses, we tell them how to stop them, and that's what you do when you play away from home. You've got to stop the opposition, getting a good flow in the game, you know, getting the fans excited, and we never did that. It's all about what we all say and we continue to say in football: you've got to earn the right to play, and we never earned the right to play today.
Is the away form becoming a particular concern for you?
It is, and the lack of goals. You know, we're the lowest goal scoring team away from home. We've created, albeit too late, we've created lots of chances when the game was beyond us, but still haven't stuck them in. And I suppose it sums us up with the easy one for Kevin Nolan right at the very, very end, and there were others, but you know, it's just, you know, like I said, it's baffled me, the performance today, in and out of possession. The whole team hasn't performed like I know it can, and it's very, very disappointing when you get such a poor performance after such a thrilling performance.